Today we're going to break down one of the most famous, most poetic openings in all of literature, the prologue to the Gospel of John. Now, we're not going to treat this like a sermon. Instead, we're going to look at it for what it is, a story, a really powerful cosmic drama told in just 18 verses. So let's dive in.
And boom, this story just drops us right into the deep end with this incredible, mysterious line. There's no slow build-up. We're just told right away that we're in the beginning. And we're immediately introduced to our main character, this being called the Word.
So this first part of the story is all about figuring out who is this central character. Who, or maybe what, is the Word? The author spends the next few verses basically giving us a character profile for this cosmic figure.
Now, when it says the Word, it doesn't just mean something that was spoken. In the original Greek, the term is logos, and for the people hearing this for the first time, that word was absolutely packed with meaning. It meant something like the divine reason, the logic that holds the universe together, the active, creative expression of God himself.
So the author immediately lays out the resume for the Word, and it is impressive. First, this being is eternal. It was there from the beginning. Second, it's divine. It was God. Third, it's the creative force behind everything. All things were made through him. And finally, it's the very source of life and light for all of us. This is clearly not some side character. This is the hero of the whole story.
And this line right here, this introduces the central conflict. It's that classic, timeless struggle, light versus darkness. The author makes it really clear that this light, which is coming from the Word, is incredibly powerful. It just keeps shining, and no matter what, the darkness can't snuff it out. This really sets the stage for all the drama that's about to unfold.
Okay, so in the second act of our story, we get the setting and the main problem. Our protagonist, this cosmic light, is about to make an entrance into a very, very dark world.
But before our main character shows up, a supporting character comes on the scene, a man named John. And the text is super careful here to make sure we don't get confused. John is not the light. He's more like a signpost or a witness in a courtroom. His entire job is just to point to the real light. He's the opening act, not the headliner.
And here it is. This is the heart of the conflict, and it's just dripping with dramatic irony. The Creator, the very being that made the world, enters his own creation, and nobody has a clue who he is. Imagine building a house, moving in, and having your own family not recognize you. That's the tension here.
So the story has set up this huge problem, right? You have this all-powerful divine being who's right there in the world, but he's basically invisible, completely unrecognized. How on earth do you solve that? How can this gap possibly be bridged?
Well, that question leads us right into the third act. This is the moment the whole prologue has been building towards. This is the turning point, the answer to the problem we just laid out.
And there it is. That's the climax of the whole story. The cosmic, the abstract, the divine logos becomes tangible. It becomes human. The invisible Word becomes a visible person who literally lives and breathes right here among us.
So what was the result of this? Well, for the very first time, people could actually see the divine. The text says, "We have seen his glory." All those big, abstract ideas like God's glory or grace or truth, they weren't far-off concepts anymore. They were right there, visible, in a person you could see and touch.
So after a big climax like that, you have the resolution. This is the final act of our story. This one single event, the Word becoming flesh, completely rewrites the rules for the relationship between God and humanity.
The story now presents this brand new possibility. For the people who do recognize him, who do receive this Word made flesh, something absolutely incredible is offered, the right to become children of God. And not because of who their parents are or how hard they try, but because of a divine gift.
This new reality is put right up against the old one. The author draws a really clear line in the sand. On one side, you have the law, which was a system of rules given through Moses. But on the other side, you have this new way, embodied by the Word made flesh, who we learn is Jesus Christ, and it's all about grace and truth. It's a huge shift from a system to a person.
And this isn't just some small tweak. The author uses this language of abundance, of fullness. It's not just a little bit of grace. It's like we're receiving from an overflowing well that never runs dry. It's this idea of one gift of grace just piling on top of another.
And here's the final wrap-up. This is the ultimate resolution that the whole story has been driving at. The original problem was that no one had ever seen God. The solution? The Son, the Word made flesh, has made him known. He's the ultimate explanation, the perfect picture of who God really is.
So what we've really just walked through is a story that zooms in, from the grandest cosmic scale of creation itself, all the way down to a single relatable person. The whole point is that the infinite, unknowable God became intimate and known. And that leaves us with a final question to think about. What's the real power in telling this ultimate mystery not as a list of rules or a philosophical argument, but simply as a story?